What's up, your comics and lovers? Welcome to this new video that I have here for you. Last week we talked about how to give the right value for your work. And in this week we are going to make the part 2 of this topic. Last week we talked about how to give the right value to your job instead of just be rating based on the time that's going to take to you to finish the work. We should always take into account all the experience that we had and all the time that we invested to learn how to do the things as we do, with the quality, with the speed, and with the results that we do. But this is not everything that you have to take into account. And today I'm going to teach you how to set the price for your work based on the value that it has to the client. Don't forget, when you are doing a design work for a client, you are not just making things pretty, because as I'm always saying to you in the posts, in the videos, in the courses, graphic design and design in general is not just making things look nice. It's just much more than this. Design is making things work. A design whether works or not, it's not just a matter of opinion. If there is space for opinion in your design, you are doing something wrong. Every time you are in a negotiation phase with your clients, never forget that what you are really doing to them is you are solving their problems. And I'm going to put here on a very easy way for you to understand it. Every time that you are solving a problem for a client, you have to understand and you have to make your best to know how much does this problem cost if something goes wrong with this problem that you are solving for your clients. What most designers actually forget to take into account is how this problem is going to affect the client and what's the size, what are the proportions of this problem for the client. So just to make it very clear and to make it easier for you when you are negotiating with your clients in the future, I'm going to give you here an example. Let's suppose that we are talking about a client that wants you to do let me think of a thing right now. Let's suppose that we are talking about a client that wants you to do a packaging design for them. And if the client needs a packaging, it means that he has a product to put on the packaging, or to use the packaging to put the product on, right? So if they have a product, let's suppose that this product costs $1 each piece to produce. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to place all the values that I'm going to talk to you about right now, because we are going to get a little tricky with maths and with values here, so it's better to keep the track with the numbers on the screen. So as I said, each product costs $1 to produce, so the cost of the products per unit is going to be $1. And this client has a plan and he has to execute this plan in order to start his business in a proper way. Otherwise, if this plan doesn't go right, he's probably going to fail as a project. So what this client needs is to sell 10,000 units of this product in 6 months. And to do so, what this client is going to do is he's going just to sell like physically, he's not going to sell online, just to make this example a little easier. And to sell the 10,000 units of his product, he's going to hire 2 people to sell the product physically on stores or door to door, I don't know. But anyway, he's going to hire 2 people to sell the product. And just to have a good example here, let's suppose that each one of these people are going to cost to this company $3,000 a month, including the salary and all the other stuff that they are going to need to make the sales, like a car to drive around and to visit the stores, a cell phone, a computer, and maybe many other stuff that they probably are going to need to make the sales. So if each one of these products costs $1 to produce and they need to sell 10,000 units, they are going to buy 10,000 units and have it stored somewhere. So the cost of the product is going to be $10,000 for the full operation in the 6 months, because they have the 6 months to sell these 10,000 units. Each one of the salesperson is going to cost $3,000 a month, and they are going to work for 6 months. It means that they are going to spend $36,000 with the sales forces to sell the product. So if we just take these 2 elements into account when we are trying to understand the size of the problem that we have to solve by designing this one packaging, we are going to be facing a problem that probably is going to cost at least $46,000 for the client. If we take into account that they are going to have a 50% profit on this project, the value is going to rise to $69,000. It means that depending on the point of view, this problem is going to be a $46,000 problem or a $69,000. And now, just to finish it, I'm going to let you know and let you think if you think that like charging $500 or maybe $1,000 to develop a product to solve a $69,000 problem is fair. Is fair for you? Is it okay for the client because they are going to invest some money there? Let's suppose that they are going to invest $1,000 for you to design the product. How do you think that it's possible to solve a $69,000 problem with a solution of $1,000 or maybe $500 that I know many people that charges $500 to design a product for a company? It doesn't seem right because you have a problem that's going to cost $70,000 for a client if this project doesn't work, and the client wants you to solve this problem with $500 or maybe $1,000. It doesn't seem right. In most of the cases, they have to hire more people. They have to hire specific people to do specific tasks, even inside of the design area. Let's suppose that the specific packaging for that product have a kind of a typography, like a cool typography or lettering on the label. If we don't know how to do it, we have to hire some other designers to work with us, because let's suppose that we are a professional of the layout, we know the basics of typography, but this specific project demands a high quality photography or a high quality lettering or maybe some kind of things that go out of your area. You are going to have to hire someone to work with you, and this is going to add some costs because yes, you could do it, but can you ensure that the project that you are doing, the lettering that you are doing, if you are not a specific lettering designer, is going to solve a $70,000 problem? I don't know, but it doesn't seem right. If you work like this, if you charge more for the things that you are going to do, it's going to minimize the risk for your client. And what clients wants the most when they are investing things is to actually reduce the risk. The lower the risk, the better. So we have to take into account the actual size of the problem and the value of the problem. Think of value, don't think on hours, don't think even the last example that I gave you in the last video. Yes, we have to take into account all the expertise that you have, but this is what matters the most when you give the price for your projects. Because never forget, you are the one that's going to give the price. If a client gets to you and he says, okay, I have this project where we have to develop this cool product and whatever, and I have $200 for you to develop this product. What you're going to say? I know 1,000 people. I know many people that probably would accept this $200 job just because they need it, but they don't think that if they don't take it, they have more time to go after of clients that are ready and are prepared to pay like much more than $200 to develop a product. Just to finish the numbers here, if we have a problem that is a $69,000 problem, if we charge $500 to develop a product, that is what most of designers I know charge to do this kind of work, you are going to be earning like 0.7%. These numbers may be a little superficial and not very accurate because you are not actually be earning 0.7% of the profit because they had the costs that I just told you, but you are already a cost. You are a cost for this product. You don't have to think about the profit that they do. They are the one who need to think about the profit. If they are not earning enough, they have to raise the price of the product on the end. So they earn more, and so they solve this problem. A very important thing that I forgot to mention when I was recording this video is that you also should take into account that you are developing this product one time, but if they succeed to sell this product, they are going to be able to sell it for the eternity. So the profit can't be just like calculated by the first time that they are selling the product, but you are going to earn only on the first time. So don't feel bad on charging a little more for the project because you're going to be earning money with the product that you developed for the rest of their lives, and you are just going to earn with it once. And yes, we are not responsible for everything, so we can't guarantee that the product is going to sell just because of the design. You can't ever guarantee this, but don't forget, if the product passes from this first phase of sales in this first 6 months, they're going to sell the product again and again and again for the eternity, and they're going to be earning money with this with your design for the eternity, and you are just going to charge the first time that you made it. So don't feel bad if the value seems too high, because it is not. So what you need to do to solve this scale of problems is to charge between 5 and 10% of what you think and what you made the maths to try to discover what's the value of the problem. So what you need to do to discover the proper price for your job is take into account the time that you are going to need to develop, the time that you invested on yourself to learn how to solve the problems in the way you do, in the speed and with the quality that you do. And also you always should think, and this is the most important part, you always should think about the value of the problem. So please, graphic designers, content creators, let's stop charging very cheap for everything, because this way you are not going to be a passionate designer, a passionate content creator, because you're not earning enough. And how would you feel if you work like hell to do something and in the end you don't even earn the money that you think and that you feel that you deserve? So this is it for this video. If you want more content like this for graphic designers and content creators, don't forget to subscribe, to drop a like and to ring the bell. I also have some courses on Skillshare where I teach about graphic design. I have at this moment 3 courses where I teach about the basics of graphic design, that are the tools that I believe that you really need to start instead of just learning Photoshop and Illustrator. This is what you really need to start from. I also have a course teaching how exactly I do to create my carousels on Instagram. Also, you can visit my Instagram if you like. And the last course that I created is how to create a personal brand in the design area, how to create a brand manual that works and that makes your image consistent, and how to communicate with your audience. This is it for this video. See you in the next week, and don't forget that if you don't subscribe to this channel right now, your next client is going to ask you to make the logo bigger. Peace.